What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 10 of Thinking Outside the Pylons. Thank you so much for stopping on by. It is amazing to be at least 10 episodes deep, and I'm going to be continuing, so this is awesome. Now, today, I am going to continue with my NFL projections. Today, I am focusing on the AFC and the NFC East, two divisions that I feel like have a lot of different skill gaps and all the teams included. So it's going to be really different, and it's going to be kind of a big gap in talent for both these teams. Obviously, the AFC East is the Miami Dolphins, the Buffalo Bills, the New England Patriots, and the New York Jets. The NFC East is the Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants, Philadelphia Eagles, and the Washington football team. So that's kind of the division where I see a lot of talent difference, but I will get into that. Starting in the first half, I'm going to be breaking down the AFC East, the newly Cam Newton-led Patriots, maybe Jarrett Stidham, the Miami Dolphins, who don't know who their quarterback is, the Buffalo Bills, who know who their quarterback is but can be spotty at times, and the New York Jets, who just want a healthy, very comfortable Sam Darnold. So to jump right in, I'm going to be starting with my Buffalo Bills projection. So their over and under for the season was put at 9 games to win. That's actually where I have them. I have them at 9-7. I have them at 5-1 in divisional play. So that gives kind of like an outlook of how I think they're going to be in the division. I think that two of the teams here are very easy teams. I think that they're going to go to Foxborough and most likely lose against the Patriots, but they might steal a home game against them too. As well as, 9-7 is low when you're going 5-1 in your division. They have a hard schedule outside of the AFC East, to be honest with you. And I think they're playing the Chiefs. I think they're playing the 49ers. And it's just like, there's a few games where I physically can't see them winning just because we don't know what we're getting out of Josh Allen. Truly, I think he is the person that the weight is on his shoulders. He's got to go out there and he's got to be great. This is year 3. Last year was a really good year for the Buffalo Bills. So he has to go out there and continue what he's been doing. And he's just got to be more accurate. And he's got to be able to hold the game till the end. So obviously the Bills are one of the best coached defensive teams in the league. Sean McDermott plays no jokes. His defense is incredible. But if the offense isn't scoring at least 20 points a game, that's going to be difficult to win anything. And when you're playing these close games, I don't think Josh Allen has that mentality yet to lead the win. Now, I could be wrong, obviously, but that's just what I've seen from him already. So I don't know what we're going to see from him here on out as well. So I do have them going 9-7, and I do have them going 5-1 in divisional play. Like I said, the teams they're playing outside of the division are not easy teams. So we'll have to see. The next one is the Miami Dolphins. So their over-under is at 6 games, and I can't see them hitting that. As much as I love Brian Flores, especially the fact that he comes from New England and he wants to coach that up and that's how he wants to be, I can't see it because they don't even know who their quarterback is. Yes, you have Tua Tagovailoa, who was their first overall pick, but here's the thing. Is he going to be healthy? Yes, he got passed, but does that mean he's going to be healthy? Is he going to go out there and throw 40 passes a game and be Tua Tagovailoa, also left-handed quarterback? So it's kind of different too. You don't really see that very often in the NFL. And can the Miami Dolphins actually coach that? Which sounds stupid, but you'd be very surprised. Obviously, Fitzpatrick is still on the roster, and obviously Josh Rosen is too. So this is where it's really weird. Who's going to be starting? Who's going to get hurt? Because that's a big thing. Miami Heat, it's going to be suffocating. It's going to be gross and muggy on top of trying to stay safe with COVID. One of your quarterbacks might get COVID the day before if you're in that hot spot of Miami. So they really have to have their P's and Q's down to the point. There can be no mess ups for the Miami Dolphins, because if there is, they're not going to win any games. Devontae Parker is a baller. Their the receiving core does have some weapons. Galaxy, I think as a tight end is going to be a great player, but it falls on their defense, and their defense is not strong. Minka leaving for Pittsburgh, we saw what he can be, and they didn't utilize him properly. So 5-11, I think, is right where they're at. To be honest with you, I see them trading a game with the New York Jets, winning one against them, stealing that. I know they always give the Patriots a hard time, but I don't see them getting the best of them this year. And the Bills, I think the Bills are going to have to win most of their divisional games just to get a chance at the playoffs. So that's what I'm looking at for Miami. Coming in next is my New England Patriots. Well, not mine, the New England Patriots. Their over-under is 9.5. So new year, same Bill Belichick. Um, New quarterback for the first time in 20 years. So that's going to be a learning curve, but it's not going to be much of a learning curve. Um, People were ready to write the Patriots off once Tom Brady left, and I don't know why. I mean, we all know the record. I think they were 18-4 when Tom Brady wasn't in the game, and Bill had to use backup quarterbacks, whether it be Bledsoe at the end of his career, Jimmy Garoppolo, who's a starting quarterback, and Jacoby Brissett, who's a starting quarterback until last year. And people don't know this, or they do know this, and they just forget about it. Bill Belichick has been trying to get rid of Brady for the last 4 years. He hasn't want Brady there. Well, he hasn't. He can see value somewhere else with Brady. The thing about Bill Belichick is when you look at him, he wants to do what's best for his team and his game. And you don't have to be, if you are $5 million a year and you're putting up this much stats, and someone is $25 million a year and they're barely putting up better stats than you, he doesn't see the value in you. So that being said, Tom Brady's gone. They were ready to go with Jared Stidham, 100%. Let's go, but they did their scouting on Cam Newton. They looked at Cam Newton and said, "Hey, how much will you play for? $1 million? Yeah, we can use you. Josh McDaniel, can you make an offense around Cam Newton? Give me a day." Because Josh McDaniels is one of the best offensive coordinators in the league. He is taught by Bill Belichick, learned by Bill Belichick, and is just a mini him offensively. Now, Bill is the defensive genius, defensive coordinator for the Giants, where he won 2 Super Bowls before he even became a head coach. And you can't put these Patriots out. You cannot put them down because they're going to prove something this year. And it's either going to be a boom, like a great boom, or a terrible bust. And I don't see Bill letting that happen. If Cam goes out there and doesn't perform in 2 games, he is ready to bench him and put Jared Stidham out there 100%. So I actually had them going 12-4. Now that their over under is 9.5, but I have them going 12-4, 5-1 in divisional play. Like I said, I think the Bills steal one from them when they go to Buffalo because I just think that game was close last year. I can't imagine what's going to be like this year. But the Patriots are going to be a great team this year, and I know that they're going to prove it, and they're going to prove that they don't need Brady to do that. Bill Belichick does not need Tom Brady. Tom Brady needed Bill Belichick. And if you don't believe that, then you haven't been watching the game. Because to go from a power run team to a spread team within a year and then go back to a power run in the next 2 years, nobody does that in the NFL, especially the same coach for the last 20 years. Bill Belichick can because he knows what is the best and he's on the forefront of every move that's happening in the NFL. So I do have them going 12-4. I know that was a lot, but I truly believe that Bill Belichick is going to prove something this year, and he's not going to care as he doesn't. That's the biggest thing. In this environment with COVID and everything like that, plays in his hand. All these coaches are going to be scatterbrained. They can't talk to their players. Bill is just in the back, like he's prepared for this his entire life. Like he's known COVID was going to happen in 2004. He was just ready for it, and he's going to have the upper hand, and they're going to just have no mercy. Enough on that though. 12-4, 5-1 in the division. Coming back now, my last team in the AFC East is the New York Jets. The New York Jets, their over-under for the season is 7 games. I have them going 6-10, and that's 1-5 in the division. So I see them losing to the Buffalo Bills both times. I see them losing to the Patriots both times and then splitting a game with Miami. So the reason why I have them so low, even though their over-under is 7, I have them a game underneath, is because Sam Darnold's health is the most important thing. They need him to stay healthy. They need him out there for the entire season, because if he's not, then I don't see them winning many games. And now with everything going on since Jamal Adams left, everything like that, I mean, I don't know if their team is better. It might be better in a healthy way, but not in a skill way whatsoever. And the team has to get behind Adam Gase. I mean, when he came to New York from Miami, he left a bad taste in Miami's mouth, trading everyone away there, giving up on a lot of players, and coming to the Jets. And I mean, in the first year, a lot of players don't want to be there. I mean, Le'Veon Bell is upset because of Jamal. You have players just disgruntled. You have when one player is calling out ownership and is demanding to leave when he is one of the best players in the NFL, I mean, that's not looking good on your team. So he has to be able to hone in this team, bring them back together, and play a successful season in a division where two teams are far better than your team is. So that's going to be tough. And like I said, Sam has to stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, if he can and be there for 16 games, they have a great chance of being 9-7. Now, I think that's a cap. I don't see them going any better than 9-7, but I do have them at 6-10 because of that. Just because I can't see Sam staying healthy and really Adam keeping a hold of this team. And honestly, they're just too basic of a team. They don't have enough weapons, in my opinion. And I mean, a lot of their players are. I mean, you have Mosley, your starting linebacker, who didn't even play last year because he got hurt. Says, "I'm taking the year off." So your defense can be depleted pretty much, and your offense isn't strong enough to carry your team. So I will be surprised if they even hit that 6-win mark. So all that being said, I'm going into my AFC East standings. I have the Patriots going 12-4, 5-1 in the division. So I see them just absolutely dominating this division, obviously, again this year. I see the Bills going 9-7, them also going 5-1 in the division. I see them truly just going out there and possibly they're going to make the playoffs. I think at the end of the day, truly, when it comes down to the end of the season, I think Sean McDermott will be able to hold on to a lot of games that a lot of coaches won't be able to hold on to. The Jets are going to go 6-10, 1-5 in the division. Like I said, Sam Darnold has to stay healthy for him. And I have the Dolphins going 5-11, 1-5 in the division. Now, this is a teeter-totter. After I started really looking at the schedule, I actually had the Dolphins losing one more game. I actually think they are going to go 4-12. I think that they're going to go 4-12 and 1-5 in the division. I was looking at another game, which I'll talk about later in another podcast, but I don't see them coming out on top in that game. So I actually do have them going 4-12. I just remembered that, and I had to make sure I made a note of that in my podcast. So that being said, that's my AFC East. When I come back, I will be breaking down the NFC East and what that's going to look like. This division, I'm very, very comfortable with. I mean, the Patriots might not hit 12 wins. I mean, they're going to at least probably be anywhere from that 10 to 13 win range. And I see the Bills can get up to that 11 to 12 wins as well. But I think 9-7 is a good place for them because that's just the kind of team that they've been for the past couple of years. I'm not going to be surprised they come out going 12-4 though. Truly, they could possibly win this division if they catch the Patriots slipping, but it's hard to catch Bill Belichick slipping. So other than that, I will be right back. I am going to take a little break for myself. Obviously for you, it'll be about 15 seconds. But other than that, I'll see you in a minute, guys. Thank you. Appreciate you listening. And welcome back, guys, to Thinking Outside the Pylons. Again, your host, Chandler Pickett. So now I'm going to be breaking down the NFC East. So this is a division that, like I said, I think there are two teams far better than the other two. Very, very confident about that. And you might be surprised on which teams they are. But starting it off, I'm going to go with the Dallas Cowboys. Their over-under on the season is 10 wins. And I see them sneaking past that and going 11-5, 5-1 in the division. So we know that everything going on with the Cowboys, obviously trying to sign all their players, and they're not going to be able to. So this may be the last year they're going to have a great opportunity. When is Dak going to get that contract? And how does the Patrick Mahomes contract really affect him? Because if you break down the Patrick Mahomes contract and how much he makes, you can see that it's actually very team friendly. Hence why they're able to sign Jason Kelsey like they did today, and hence why he won't have the leverage like he thinks he will. So Dak is obviously not as good as Mahomes. That's a whole nother story. But his contract, he's going to have to pull off some. That being said, he isn't the issue. Neither is Ezekiel, neither is Amari Cooper. I mean, their offense is one of the best offensive lines. Their offense is great. Where they have some trouble is their defense now. Now, Mike McCarthy is really known to having that great quarterback, luckily for him, and then his defense being good enough to actually help him win games. So that's something they're going to have to really focus on, is a really strong defense, and they're going to have to control that as well, because they might be able to put up 30 to 40 points a game, but they might not be able to stop 30 and 40 points a game. If they can figure that out, if they can do that, they will easily hit 11-5 and may even do better. Now, I know Prescott is really focused on elevating himself and hitting that next level. I know he's one of those players that truly has a chip on his shoulder after being drafted so late. So I think he's really ready to go out there and have a big year. But if he has a big year, the defense has to step up. And Jerry Jones cannot mess this all up too. I think that a lot of times Jerry is going to be a big distraction. I think Jerry thinks he knows too much than he actually does, and that does do a lot of harm on that team. But if he can just stay back and let the players play and not make distractions, the Cowboys are easily going to make it deep into the season and possibly deep into playoffs. My second team that I'm talking about today is the New York Giants. Their over and under is posted at 6.5 wins. Now, that being said, I have them going 5-11 with a 2-4 divisional winning record. Now, the reason why I have that is because I think this is going to be another learning year. I think Daniel Jones obviously surprised everyone last year. No one expected him to come out and be that good. I know I didn't. So kudos to him. Everyone was wrong, but you have to prove it again this year. Obviously, Saquon Barkley is one of the best running backs in the league. He is just a monster. He can play any position. So they're going to have to utilize him and make sure he's doing great. But I think that all the weight is on their two shoulders. They have to go out there and perform very well. Defense is not very strong. I mean, they have their games, but truly, in my opinion, they're not very strong. And I don't think that offense is, even though they have some great talent. I mean, Evan Ingram is out there too, right? I mean, Sterling Shepard. You have some pieces, but is it enough to really get you over that hump, especially in this division? This is division very, very top heavy. So you got to know that it's not going to be a cakewalk when you go out there. And I think Daniel Jones, this is a learning year, and his next year is going to truly be his year where he lifts off and goes to that next step. My third team I'm talking about is the Philadelphia Eagles. Their over-under on this season is 9.5 wins. And I actually have them going 8-8. So I'm not high on the Eagles as a lot of people are, truly. I mean, they're a great team, and they are one of the most talented teams in the NFL, but their receiving core is lacking. I know they got Rager in the first round, but they have a quarterback that can't stay healthy. Carson Wentz, when he is healthy, is one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league by far. He's incredible, but he can't stay healthy. And in the past seasons, you have Nick Foles to rely on, Matt Barkley even to rely on, and he's not even a good quarterback. So I can't see him going out there and playing 16 games. And if he doesn't play 16 games, they don't have the team that can win without him. Just because their defense is still going to be great this year, and their offense does have a few weapons, but he has to stay healthy. I know that they won a Super Bowl 2 years ago, but right now they are not that same team. And I don't see them getting back there, and I don't see them having the firepower of doing that either. So that being said, my last team in this division, which is as of now the lowest record that I have in my predictions, is the Washington football team. Their over and under is set at 5 on the season, but I actually have them going 2-14 and 1-5 in the division. I think right now Washington just has way too many distractions. I do love the new helmet. I do love what they're going towards. I love the jerseys and everything. They have a great color scheme, but they just have so much going on in that organization. Daniel Snyder today, all the minority owners said we want him to sell it. So this is a really bad year for them. And 2-14, I mean, that's worse than somehow they did last year. And I think that's the year it's going to be. I don't know who they're going to have a quarterback. Is Alex Smith going to come back? Is he going to play? Is Dwayne Haskins going to be the quarterback? Like, this team has just too many question marks. That being said, Chase Young is going to be a monster. Number 2 overall pick. He's the favorite to win Defensive Rookie of the Year, and he is a great defensive end, and he is a great edge rusher. He truly is a freak of nature. But this team does not have enough there. Guys, with the shit that just went down with him, I mean, released, obviously, just I don't see this team doing anything. There's nothing that pops off the page. There's nothing that excites me about this team. So 2-14 is being nice. Honest to God. I have them going 1-5 in division. I think they're going to steal a game from the Giants if they do that. I don't even know if they do that. So won't be surprised if we get an 0-16 team this year. I mean, 2-14, like I said, will be right there. I don't know how their over-under is at 5 because I just can't see it. Now, obviously, the standings for this division, I have the Cowboys going 11-5, 5-1 divisional play. The Eagles go 8-8, 4-2 in divisional play. The Giants going 5-11, 2-4 in the division, and the Washington football team going 2-14 with a 1-5 in the division. So that wraps up my AFC East and my NFC East projections. That wraps up my episode 10 of Thinking Outside the Pylons. This is an amazing milestone. I'm so happy to be at 10 because I have so many more great ideas. My next podcast is going to be about the NBA playoffs. I have a special guest going on, and we're going to be breaking down what we're excited to see and what's going to happen in the playoffs as well. So please do stick around. Please rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. It means so much. I have some things coming up that I'm really excited to do, really excited to show you guys. So I really hope you enjoy it. I'm excited for the NFL season to start. September 10th cannot come faster enough. Hope that there will be a season. Hope there will be enough things going right that they'll be able to do this. Other than that, I am signing off for tonight. Thank you guys so much for listening. My name is Chandler, and you are listening to Thinking Outside the Pylons. I hope you all have a great day. I hope you all have a great night. Bye, guys.